Hello, now we're going to talk about importing the games from the appointments database into the website. Now, this is one of the most critical tasks that can be done. So the way I've designed it is that we are going to use the games import function. Now, in games import, what happens is actually things get loaded into a temporary table first. And when we are loading it into the temporary table, there are some validations that are done. So these are the validations that are done. We first check that the ground ID in the game, like this is the sample file, that this ground ID has to be a valid ground ID. All these club codes have to be valid. Those are the things checked. Also the referee, any of these referee IDs that you put over here has to be an active referee. And also that the match time is not invalid. For example, I'll try to put a bad match time, suppose say 25th hour. Okay, there's no such. So it's going to check that this is an invalid time as well. And we also want to check that there's no multiple roles by the same official. So if you look at this match, you can see that referee ID 1111 has multiple roles over there. So that is also going to be a problem. And also it's going to check that in the main table, the match ID is not already existing. So this is the match ID. So they have to be unique. So this checks that in the main table, there's already not an entry with the same match ID. So let's start first. So first we start with clear table. So you're supposed to clear the temporary table every time you want to do an upload. But in this case, the table is already clear. It says there's no data in the table. So that's why it has taken you to the next step. That says upload data. So over here, the upload button is available. Let's go and choose that file. Okay, now we're going to try to upload it. When we click on upload into the temporary table, all those validations are done. So let's try it first. Okay, the first thing it says check is that line number 6, match time is not valid. So if you remember, this is line number 6, the match time 2500 hours is nothing like that. So that is why it has thrown the error. So it has not done any other import. So this is the first step of validation. So I'm going to save it with a proper match time. And we're going to try to load it again. This time, let's try it again. Upload the file. Okay, so now it has managed to insert 7 records and 2 of them have thrown an error. Now, your goal is to make sure that there are no errors before you proceed. Okay. Now let's look at the errors. It says match number ID, this one, has an active match. In the main table, this already exists. So now we're going to look at the main table. So the main table is found in the games. So I'm going to open this in a new tab. So this is the games list, and let's see if I can find a match with this ID. So yes, there is a match ID with that one. Now, if you really need to still re-import that same match ID, you need to actually delete this match. Okay, so the way to do this is if I was full screen, I would have seen the delete button straight away. Otherwise, I'm clicking on this. So you have to hit on this delete. So when you click on this, okay, it's not working in this minimize screen. So when you click on this, it's going to delete this match, but it is not actually going to remove it. What it is going to do is it's going to change the status from active to deleted with a timestamp on it. And so then that is going to allow you to re-import that same ID again. Okay, so that's how you're going to fix this issue. This should not happen, but if you really need to do it, you have to actually go and delete or mark as delete the match with this ID. Now, in the second record, it says, okay, there's a few issues over here. The ground ID SAR is not in the ground list, so we know that that's a dummy. There's nothing called SAR. It's actually supposed to be Cullingford 1. I'll make it Cullingford 1. And also in that same match, it says the multiple roles by the same official. So you can see like referee ID 1111 has multiple. So I'm just going to change this one. So now we have fixed those 2 records, right? But 7 of them are still there. Ideally, you should like clear your table and start again because now you have fixed the issue. So I'm going to clear my table again. So now it's all cleared. Now it says, okay, now you're ready to upload data again. If you go down, there's no more records over here. So let me choose the file again. This time there should be no errors. Yeah. Oh, sorry, the active match ID is still there. So let's clear the record again. We'll clear the import table and we'll go and fix the file first. So it is this one, 385. I'll make it 389. Now let's go back and try to import the table again. Upload the file. See, all good, all green, no problems. Now you should be able to go forward, or you should go forward. I mean, earlier it would have allowed you to go forward, but Now you should be confident that everything is good. So you can look at the records in the temporary table. And if you like, at this point in time, you can actually edit details before you actually move it to the main table. Click on these icons. If you click on this, it'll take you to this screen where you can update all the details over here. But make sure you don't make the match ID a conflict with something that's already in the existing table, and make sure you put in valid details. Otherwise, it will fail again in the next step, which is not a good thing because then you'll have a partially imported stuff. I would only use this if I were to change the referees at this point, but I would say you can always do that later. So it's best to not do any editing once you've got a successful load into the temporary table, okay? Because you can do editing later, even in the main table, like updating referees and all, you can still do it there. But over here, the only thing you should do is, if you want to do, is like the dates and the grade and stuff. But I would really suggest you to fix up your file if you have anything to do, and then do a fresh import every time. So anyway, now we're over here, we're at the point we can authorize it. So if you look at the buttons here now, there's an authorize available. Now you can see there are now two authorizers. There's authorizer time. So I have made it such that two people need to authorize it. Now two admins need to authorize it. So I'm already logged in as an admin, so I can authorize it. Once I authorize it, you'll see I have my timestamp says authorized by Shamik, this one, and authorized time is this one, but it is still waiting for another authorizer. Okay. So I cannot try. If I try to do it again, it'll say, no, you have already authorized it. Somebody else must give the authorizations. Okay, let me log off. I'll log in as a different admin. Okay, I have another admin account. Say, okay, this guy's also admin. Okay, let me go back to the games input. Okay, everything is still good. Yep, and records. It needs one more authorization. It says, okay, I'll authorize it. Fine. Now I have two authorizers, and now it says confirm. Now I can confirm it. At this point, if you do confirm, because everything has been checked before and you have not messed up anything, it should go smoothly. So it says, please confirm you want to promote all the entries. This cannot be undone. Bang. Okay, done. Current table contents have been confirmed to master table. Now it says yes, you should clear the import table. You can do it now or you can do it later. That doesn't matter. Now we'll go and pick one of these games from before, the one that has gone in. And let's go back to the master table. This is the master table. Okay, let's refresh because we search. Now I think I made this for the next weekend, so I should go up to here. Okay. So, okay, this was one of the matches I imported from the file just now. I can find it here. Is this one. So you see. So that's how you import games from the appointments database into this table. The idea is that once things are imported from the appointments table, no one touches the appointments database anymore. You do all your stuff over here, changing officials, putting scores, everything has to be done on the website. But after everything is done, for reconciliation, the admin should only do export games. So what you can do is you can export, you should only export the active. Not active is the ones that have marked delete. You don't need to worry about them. So between those two dates, if everything is good, you're ready to make payments, you should come and click on export. When you click on export, it will export to a flat file this way. All the specifications are already sorted. And this gives you like all the match ID, pretty much the same information. But then if there has been any change in the referee information, people got allocated and stuff, all those information will be coming up in this new export. And then this can be put back into the referee database, back into the appointments database. So there's no limit on how many times you can import and export. So how many times you can re-export the same data, as long as the appointments database can handle it. So that is how games are imported from appointments database into the website, and all this, how it needs two authorizations and how all those checks are done. So I hope this is clear, and thank you.